Well, let's talk about another classy woman who was in the news this week. I guess you followed her story of Bill Belichick and his problems and his young boy. She's another talented woman. This one who's got Bill Belichick's head turned sideways. Yes. Bill Belichick was the hardest ass guy. These big black football players couldn't scare him. Nobody could make him back off. This girl's got him backing off. She must have like super pussy, this girl, to do what she's done to Bill Belichick. How is that possible?
So they're on a podcast, and she's sitting to the side over there, and the reporter says, "Oh, how'd you and your girlfriend meet?" Because he's like 72 and she's 26.
Yeah, something like that. Right, something saying thing like that.
And she yells out, "Don't go there. The interview's over."
We're not talking about that or something.
He asked how they met.
How they met, yeah.
She's like, we're not talking about that. And I'm like, how did you meet?
But they were saying that's the only thing that CBS kept in. There were whole other things where she kept jumping in. She kept jumping into the interview. But I'm thinking, what happens if Bill Belichick dies? Is every other like old football coach going to start lining up? I get my turn in there. Some of these retired guys,
You're right. From watching, Belichick was a hard ass guy. But is he like losing it? And he's having some woman take over his life.
I don't know, but it's insane. I mean, literally, there'll be 300-pound black guys, and Bill Belichick wouldn't budge, wouldn't back down. This girl's got him pussy whipped. That's amazing. How she could get him? Nobody could.
Did you see the photos on her Instagram?
That's what
she was rolling around in the surf, and he's dressed as like a sailor boy.
And she's dressed as a mermaid. He's acting like he's catching her on a fishing line.
Somebody sent me that picture. It's Bill Belichick in year 2000 and his girlfriend at the same time. It's a little baby. Whatever.
Yeah. I mean, that's probably exactly right.
She's 24, so it was only 6 years ago that she turned 18.
That's unbelievable. Holy cow!
Somebody had said since she's been dating him, her portfolio, her worth has gone up millions of dollars.
Her real estate portfolio. She $1 million.
Yeah, well, wait, how did she get that? She's a real estate whiz. In a market where nobody's selling houses, somehow becomes that's unbelievable. But Belichick, this tough. Tom Brady and those guys had to be pissed.
What's going on in New England?
Yeah. They had to be pissed because he was kicking her ass all these years, and look, it takes this
man. Yeah, you're right.
Handshake to tame him down.
I was trying to think of some joke like her breast implants were deflated, like the football deflated, but I can't think of it.
People have been saying all those kind of jokes. Yeah. Well, the Babylon Bee had a great line. He said Bill Belichick's girlfriend leaves him for Lou Holtz. I almost fell down when I read that.
Babylon's got they're what the Onion should be now.
Babylon Bee is funny. The funniest thing on the internet. They're really fun. But I don't know about Belichick. I mean, how much longer can he hold out? And he's gonna start a coaching job this year with North Carolina. Those players must be rolling their eyes. This is gonna be great.
Yeah, definitely. He's right up there. I did not see out of any coach you don't really hear that any NFL coaches that get into that type of relationship.
No.
And he would have been the last guy that anybody would have picked that could do something like that. This could happen to Bill Belichick.
It just yesterday. Anna Nicole Simpson's daughter wore the same dress she wore to the Kentucky Derby. She's 18 now. And she looks like her. But someone said, remember Anna Nicole Smith? She married that 98-year-old.
Yeah.
And you kind of look something out of a Texas Chainsaw Massacre, like an old.
That was. Yeah, she was a soulmate.
You see something. It's the good looks, it's the personality.
Yeah, they met. They fell in love in a previous life and they knew each other. But that's unbelievable.
She wouldn't notice. She wanted the Civil War benefits.
There's the woman that was a mermaid.
There's Skipper with his big catch.
Listen, the Gordon Fisherman.
See, if he's already doing something like that, and it's still pretty fresh. I don't know how long they've been dating, but I can't wait for him to really sell out. He's going to start doing TikTok.
He was the hard ass. He wouldn't answer a question. He'd get mad at the media, and then he falls for that. That's unbelievable. That Belichick, of all people, would fall for this.
I just hope he's not like surprised that he's getting all this attention for that, because there's no way you can get into that and not be like shocked. Like, you guys are interested in this 72-year-old sex life? It's like, now we are. Yeah.
And his kids must be shitting themselves, because if he marries her and doesn't have a prenup, she gets everything when he dies. They must be shitting themselves, because everything goes to the wife.
Pictures wearing his Super Bowl rings and everything.
Oh, there you go. His kids must be thrilled. His granddaughter's probably close to her age.
But 50 years older. Oh, my God.
His granddaughter's probably old enough to be that girl's mother.
Yeah. Unbelievable. Bill Belichick. Holy God. How do you let that happen, Bill? Bill. Another thing I saw.
She's crushing up a Viagra, putting it is Ensure.
I'm sure. No, she probably is. She's probably doing the opposite. She's probably putting saltpeter in it. So
what's this?
Can't perform.
That's my colostomy bag.
Comedy Train.